Yeah. Did you see the empty net when Letang went to pass it back to Malkin? That was awesome. That was fucking awesome.
That was Malkin's fault, though.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was
You've
the
got to
one
be
where they
stronger
were,
there.
yeah.
But also, why you drop passing it in front of the net?
That's a bad idea. Yeah, you're
Terrible
asking
idea.
for something to go wrong.
You're
Yeah,
asking
it's just
to be,
like
it's bad.
it's like you guys got told when you were playing hockey as a kid, don't pass in front of your net.
Oh my God.
It's just like soccer where you don't want to pass in front of the goal.
Listen, you are exactly right. You never put the puck in front of your own net. And they do it in the NHL a ridiculous amount. I can't believe the amount of fundamentals that you learn in minor hockey that they just throw them out the window when you get to the NHL. I understand it's different. I understand it's different.
I don't think it's them throwing it out. I think it's them being confident, being like, nah, I'm a fucking pro. I can make this pass. And then they can't make that pass.
That's annoying. Stop. The fundamentals are the fundamentals for a reason. Oh, hey, everybody. I didn't just record 15 minutes with no audio. That's definitely not what happened. But we're back.
Join our Patreon net. You'll get that bonus footage with no sound.
No sound footage on Patreon. Let me wrap this up for you. Nick got a new wardrobe, so his clothes aren't next to him anymore. Liz got a new car, Ford Edge. It's a SUV. That's exciting. Ben's wearing a jersey that he spilled sauce on, or pizza on. And it was hot in Florida, and I got sunburnt.
Pretty much hits it all. Yep.
There we go.
And then we were talking about the Chiefs. So the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. Big thing was OT. They choose to receive the ball, not understanding, or maybe not thinking about the new rules for playoffs only. Which talk about making it like confusing. Why are you gonna have different rules for the playoffs and also the regular season? Like, I know that's how the NHL does it, but the NHL, it's not that hard to understand because it really it's more periods. It's not like other.
Yeah.
There's not more rules. It's just more. It's just like, okay, we're doing another period, and if you score,
just don't go to shootouts.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much it. But I guess that's the nature of the different way that football is played.
As a non-football fan, the change did make sense to me, because yes, of course you always could get a stop, but it does feel weird to because I feel like whoever gets a possession first has much greater chance of winning that game than whoever is defending first in the old rules. So it made sense to me, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because that was the big, and the reason that they changed the rules was Mahomes versus the Bills. Yeah, it was that game because the Bills kind of had an iffy season this year, but what was it, 2 years ago? Them and KC were the best two teams in the league. Not even just whatever conference they're in. They were the best two teams in the league. They were like, this should be a Super Bowl matchup, but it's not because of how the thing's set up. And then it goes to OT, and then Josh Allen doesn't even get to touch the ball in OT because KC just goes down and scores. So I do understand why they changed it, but I don't know. Why couldn't you change it for the regular season as well? Is kind of, I guess, my question.
Imagine they just want regular season games to get done. You can afford to have a game and go a bit longer for a playoff game, and that makes a bit more sense.
Yeah,
but for regular season games, I wonder. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, yeah.
Same as NHL, I guess. Not too different, I suppose.
Yeah, it's not like they don't want to have 21 inning regular season baseball games. Keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. True. Very true. So yeah, KC wins. Mahomes does it again. That's his third Super Bowl, and I believe this was his 7th season in.
Something like that.
That's a pretty good Super Bowl win rate.
Yep. Yeah, and I think it's his second MVP, Super Bowl MVP. So yeah, he's Yeah, he's a good player. Although I will say, do you ever watch him when he's standing there? His knees go inward. And this isn't a shot at him.
I have not noticed that.
This isn't a shot at him, but because he's obviously like one of the best athletes in the world. You ever see him? You watch him play.
It's obviously working.
Yeah, you watch him play, and it's like, you remember, like, I think when they played Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl, he had this crazy, like, he was scrambling the whole game because Tampa Bay's defense was ridiculous. But he had this one play where he was running off to the right side of the field, and he was getting tackled, and he was like falling to the ground and like sidearm slung it from like 3 feet above the ground.
I do remember that.
And it got to his guy, and his guy just missed the catch.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit.
Yeah. Again, Super Bowl is pretty much the only football game a year I watch. But like, even having that little experience with football, like, I'll watch him do things and I'm like, oh, that doesn't seem normal. That feels like much better than most people.
Yeah.
Like just the shit you see him do sometimes.
He gets a lot of hate, and I don't love the constant winning.
Hey!
Yeah, I mean, it's just with any sport, any team that goes on enough runs in a short enough amount of time, people just get tired of him.
There he is.
There's the good boy saying hi.
Yeah, that's just how it is. I mean, it was the same with Tom Brady. People were like, "This guy sucks."
Yeah,
he gets carried.
People just get tired of it eventually after enough wins, and then the cycle repeats with a new team.
Yep.
Right.
And a new player. Yeah. All right. So touch on one last thing in terms of the Super Bowl. A sad topic, obviously. So they were doing their, and I'm sure everybody's seen this already, but they were doing their championship parade, and I don't know how many, 3 people. I think there was like 3 gunmen or something.
Yeah, I think 2 ended up facing charges or something. It was I don't know where it all landed, but it was all kind of murky the day of. But yeah, unfortunately, I think it ended up being 1 dead, 21 injured, and obviously condolences to the family of the deceased, and hopefully the rest can recover.
Yes.
Quickly, although that's going to be something that sticks with them, unfortunately. I know a lot of them were kids, so that makes it even shittier. But unfortunately, it seems anywhere where there's a crowd now is kind of a possibility, which is unfortunate. But
I had nothing really to say. Like senseless violence.
After the parade, because I don't know if they continued the parade after that. But I saw online Mahomes and some of the teammates went out to some place to have dinner and whatever, and they got some flack for that because it was after a shooting in the Kansas City area, and they're going out to drink and,
I mean, they were also involved in the instance too. They probably needed to.
Yeah, it's I know, like people are gonna always criticize.
It's very true.
Yeah,
very true.
So
thoughts and prayers to them, to the victims and their families. And also shouts out, one of the gunmen was caught by bystanders. He was like running away, and they like tackled him. And then I saw him. One of them was wailing on him. I was like, "Get him!"
Yeah.
Yeah, he was punching him right in the head, and I was like, "Yeah, keep doing it." But yeah, so thoughts and prayers out to those people. And that's about it. You guys want to talk some hockey?
Oh, not about Ottawa.
Please, dude. Did you see the Lightning yesterday? Oh dear.
I saw the score.
Oh.
Yeah, what happened there?
So the only shining light on Ottawa right now is they just retired Chris Neal's jersey. So that was pretty much it.
They did? I thought that was like a year ago.
Is Chris Neal the one that is am I thinking of is he the guy with like, is he missing front teeth?
Yeah, he was their goon for a while.
Yeah.
Let me double check. I saw it come up
because it was getting reposted around on Twitter yesterday, but I'm pretty sure it happened like a year ago.
Chris Neal.
Yeah.
February 23. Yep, you're right. Why the hell is it going back around Twitter a year later?
Because it's February 24, mother licka.
I think somebody posted it as like a year ago today, blah 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 blah, and then a bunch of people started quote tweeting it with different takes, and whatever.
Fuckers.
Yeah.
It's not even new news then.
Look at that. Now there's nothing. Okay, but you know what we can talk about here? The Senators will be selling.
I would hope.
Who will they be selling, Nick? Who do you want them to sell? You're full screen right now.
No, I don't care. The Ryan Reynolds group. Is he still doing that with somebody? Remember? Back a couple of years.
No, I'm talking about players.
Oh,
talking about selling players at the deadline.
Deadline selling. They already got bought, right?
Yeah.
Mike Landauer.
Landauer, I think, is good with keeping him.
Imagine he buys them and then he's like, "This sucks. See ya."
Never mind. This first year was ass. I'm getting out of this.
Snoop. He calls up Snoop.
Tarasenko wants out, so I foresee him leaving. Try and get rid of him.
I mean, he was on a 1 year anyway.
That's
right?
1 year. That's who I have.
Try and get him out and get something in return.
Hey, what's happened?
I think Giroux maybe, because I think he's coming on the tail end of his contract too, and I know he wanted to go somewhere that had like a contending chance,
a winning chance.
Obviously, they're not even close right now.
Oh yeah. I think his was a 3-year deal, right? And it was.
Yeah. I think this is his second year.
Yeah, so he's got this one and one more, and I think was it $6 million ish.
I don't remember.
I also don't. But either way, yeah. I mean, he could be.
It's hard to say because they're not going to sell off their young guys. Maybe
probably,
but it's tough because like he's the only decent piece they got back in the DeBrincat trade. So like, are you really going to shop that piece already? Maybe.
And then just kind of like that's sort of like you're sort of being like okay, that trade sucked.
The one weird thing I've been hearing on like all of the different hockey podcasts, like I've heard it a couple times on 32 Thoughts and some of the athletics shows, they for some reason might be trying to buy Chris Tanev.
Why?
They really like him.
Okay.
But he's also gonna be a UFA this summer. So like maybe just wait.
Yeah.
I don't know why they'd want to buy anything right now. They're not even gonna be. They can't even stretch into a playoff spot. So.
Nah, I don't know.
It doesn't seem economically like a good idea. I'd say sell as much as you can without busting down.
Right, keep all your young guys, but anybody who's on like an expiring deal probably see what you can see.
Maybe like Matthew Joseph or somebody like him.
He actually could probably get a pretty decent return. Although he's also he's young enough where just because like he's a scrappy sort of kind of guy. He's somebody that'd be useful on a playoff run. Yeah,
he's a decent contributor there. So
all right,
it's hard to say.
Well, interesting. Yeah, I had Tarasenko. Obviously, he's $5 million cap hit. It's done this year. And I mean, I guess you really haven't seen it this year, but he in the past has scored quite a bit. He hasn't done that this year, but in the past,
I think he's got a bit. He's not
done okay.
His old self, but
I had that written down.
But he hasn't been. Tarasenko hasn't been the same player for the last like 6 years. We keep saying like, oh, is he going to resurge back to the way he was?
So what was his big year? Was 2018. Right when
wasn't he on the cover? He was on the cover of an NHL game, wasn't he?
He was on the cover of 17, so it was probably around then.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Let me see. What was his last like good year? I'm
bringing like 17, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, in 21-22, he actually kind of killed. He had in 75 games, he had 82 points, 34 goals.
Yeah,
he's not that far removed from that.
Was that the year he got traded to the Rangers, or was that last?
No,
season?
it was the next year. It was last season, and even then, last season he had 50 points in 69 games, so less good, but still doing things. And he has 14 goals this year.
How many points?
14 goals, 22 assists for 36 points in 49 games this year on the Sens. Which, I mean, I know my team's also ass, but like on the Sens.
So Tarasenko, I had an interesting thought about Tarasenko to the Islanders. I don't think it'll happen, but it was an interesting thought. Remember I thought they were gonna have him in UFA or in the option.
You know what I would like if they do that? They do a Tarasenko Korpisalo trade for Sorokin, and then we get Sorokin back in return.
Oh, I'm sure you'd love that,
That'll
Nick.
never happen. Maybe for Varlamov. You might be able to snag Varlamov.
Nah, I'll roll with
Korpisalo. No, I think they like their tandem a little too much.
Yeah, they probably would. I don't know if they're liking anything. We got a text from Eric. So Eric was up until about an hour before the show. I believe that we were going to have a full 4-person team here. And then something came up for Eric. He is going to see going to his grandma's. So he could not be here. But he did text an update. Here's his update. Word for word, as we like to do here on the Duster Squad podcast. They stink, and they didn't do a cool entry for the Stadium Series game.
I think he mentioned that because earlier today I tweeted there's no bigger wet blanket in hockey than Lou Lamoriello.
Oh, dude.
Because like you see all the teams doing the fun entrances with costumes, then it's just the Islanders just like, suit and tie guys. Suit and tie guys. Yeah.
Come on, man.
The Rangers like pulled up in
that was cool.
The New York Fire Department fire trucks. I'm like, cool. Holy, like this shit. Yeah. Because I actually kind of dig that that's become a thing with those outdoor games. Because there's really no other, like, they've become kind of stale, so it kind of helps make a bit of an event out of it. Like, it's fun to see it happen. And
the games yesterday, the guys came in sweatsuits, and the other team came in like Russian fucking.
It was Philly. Philly came in like as Rocky.
And then the New Jersey players were going for like a Sopranos like gangster look.
Yeah,
that's cool, dude. That is cool.
Yeah,
that is cool. Is that did those games happen?
The outdoor game with Flyers Devils happened last night, and then today I think right now Rangers Islanders is happening, or it might be later.
Well, I don't know. I did not know.
But the Islanders,
that might say something that I didn't know they were happening.
Yeah, there is that. They are 5 points back from a wild card.
Yeah, 2 places.
And
5
holy
points.
hell, did I not realize how propped up their record is right now with overtime points? They're 22, 18, and 13. So they've won 22 games and lost 31.
Yeah.
So that was Dallas a couple years ago.
Yeah. They were like overtime hogs. So to put that in perspective, 1, 2, 3 teams directly behind the Islanders right now have more wins than them.
Have
2
more
wins.
In fact. Yep.
So they are using those overtime points to
the Habs have the same amount of wins as them.
Oh wow! There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So do the Sens.
Well, yeah. So do what the frig? The Islanders have the second least amount of wins, tied for the second least amount of wins in the Eastern Conference.
Holy shit!
And are still 5 points outside of playoff spot. They're still in
that is wild.
God dang, man.
Yeah, I don't know if they should be buying.
That was going to be my question for Eric is should they buy or should they just cuz they can't. I looked, they don't have cap space. They'd have to send money the other way. And who's going to be like, yeah, we'll take that dude that's got $5 million cap hit. But
for another 3 or 4 years because it's Lou Lamoriello deals. So for some reason he's like, we need to extend them as long as possible.
Yeah,
so
I don't think no one's gonna say yes to that except for maybe Arizona. And like, who do you want out of Arizona?
Matt Dumba. They really need to move on from Lou. I don't think he has any plans anymore. Like he's kind of just played it out with that group. Like there isn't any good direction for them.
You know what time it is? It's time for Yzerman to go to New York.
He's not done with Detroit yet.
Get him out of the Atlantic before he figures it out.
I think we're already kind of too far down that path with Detroit. I think they're getting there.
Oh yeah. Detroit, by the way, is in the second wildcard spot, right behind Tampa. So
yes.
So yeah.
So the Islanders. How about them?
That's it with the Islanders.
We'll see what happens with them.
Yeah, we've got 3 weeks ish until the deadline. I think it's middle of March. I think it's March.
Yeah,
March
it's
8th
March
or something.
8th.
Yeah,
March 8th, which I think it's a Friday. I want to say, which I feel like is weird. Normally, it's in the middle of the week.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
But
right before the weekend, so
yeah.
everybody's got to do work on the weekend.
Yeah.
All the journalists have to do work.
Yep. And all the team like employees that got to get shit sent and get picked up for all the new players going places. They're gonna be so pissed because it's probably gonna be weekend games. It's like, why the fuck is this happening?
Yeah. I want to talk about the Lightning now. So,
how are them
coming
Lightning?
out of the All-Star break, which I was worried about because guess what? They went into the All-Star break like 8-2-0 on like a 4-game win streak. They were burning. And then they come out, they lose 2 straight. They beat the Bruins. So that's good.
There you go.
They get a win against a good team. And it was on Brad Marchand's 1,000th game. So get fucked.
Yeah, fuck you, rat man.
And then Saturday, yesterday, they I believe are hosting the Florida Panthers. I believe it was a home game. I think they wore their jerseys. And they get fucking pumped. 9-2 they lose. Vasi lets in 6 goals on like 22 shots. Like
they definitely didn't prove that they're the better Florida team.
No, they're that's been a foregone conclusion since the beginning of the season, basically. No, the Panthers right now, Panthers are the best team. I mean, you gotta say the East. They're the best team in the East right now. They are 9-1-0. 9-1-0 in their last 10.
They did that 9 so they won 9-2 last night against Tampa.
Yeah.
And Reinhart and Barkov basically did nothing.
You know what? It's about time you had some bad luck there, buddy.
Yeah.
Mr. 14-3.
I think you'll be fine, Nick.
Already,
I'm gonna lose this week. So.
Already in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, that'll really hurt you with your basically unattainable first place position. I mean,
nobody's gonna catch up to that.
Tony could catch me. Tony could catch me.
He's like 4 wins behind you, and I think there's like 5 weeks.
He's only 3 wins behind, but
okay.
Still,
well, he's gonna beat me this week, so he's gonna be 2 wins.
Oh
behind.
yeah, you and Tony. That was the battle of the Titans there this week. That was the battle of the big.
Yeah,
boys.
I had some unfortunate. I don't mean to derail. I had some unfortunate goalie situation this week. I had a night where none of the 3 guys decided to play, so I was like, fuck.
Bad luck. But
we will get to fantasy later.
I didn't watch the game. I can't watch the games. Blackouts. You gotta love them.
Oh no! Oh, you're never gonna be able to watch a game again unless you get cable.
Nope. No. So cable. I could get cable, but Bally Sports. So for right now, because it's still Bally Sports, I don't know how that's gonna work with the whole bankruptcy thing. But,
right.
They do have a Bally Sports Plus. So it's $20 a month, and I can watch Lightning games. But here's the other thing. I can watch Rays games as well. So I'll be able to watch all the Rays games all summer long.
Jeez, $20 a month. I mean, I guess they need the money.
That's what MSG. That's what the MSG one was.
I guess they could use the money.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
Maybe you'll pull them out of bankruptcy with just your
my $20 a month. My $20 a month to watch. Yeah. But yeah, I haven't done that yet. I've told myself I will get that Bally Sports once I am earning money.
That's fair.
Right now, Dale is doing all the monetary earning for the household. So
yeah.
Once that changes, I'll get that for myself.
There you go.
But yeah, I didn't watch the highlights. Don't really want to. I don't think there's not a lot of like insight. They played like shit.
Yeah,
I don't even have to look at
it. That. They were dog shit. That's about it.
They were absolutely terrible. And Florida's just a really good team. It's gonna be, it's gonna be tough to beat them in the playoffs. Although now that I say that,
first game out of the break for them, or is that their second? Was their second game?
Oh no, this is like their 4th or 5th game after the break.
Was the break not last weekend?
No, it was the weekend before.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. Yep.
The same as Pro Bowl. That's right.
Yep. It's gonna be interesting when we get to the playoffs. I mean, because you look at the Atlantic and you've got the Panthers. So if you're that last, as of right now, if you're that last wild card spot, you're playing the Panthers. That's bad.
It's not ideal.
And if you're in third in the Atlantic, you're playing Boston. It's also not ideal.
Hey, remember how at the beginning of the year we're like, this is finally going to be the year that the Atlantic flips. There's going to be so much change. I guess that was kind of true. Tampa's kind of fallen off a little bit, but Boston and Florida. The fact that Boston is up there immediately after losing Krejci and Bergeron, and they're just fine.
I don't know how they do it. They just are.
They're just
I
fine.
do know. It's their goalies. Their goalies are fantastic.
A tandem as good as that certainly helps things. But like, holy fuck, man.
Yeah.
But so, how are you feeling about where the Lightning are at? Are you expecting them to buy, or do you even want them to buy?
So I would be shocked. They're not going to sell.
Well, no, obviously.
So that's sell Tanner Jeannot.
You can't sell Tanner Jeannot. He's fucking awful. I'm sorry, Tanner Jeannot. You were not worth everything they gave up for you, and you were not worth that $2 million deal that they gave you. You're just not worth it. You don't do anything. And you're hurt. You're always hurt. And you don't do anything. How do you get hurt when you don't do anything?
So that trade's not going great, huh?
No, that's going to be, as of right now, that's Brisebois' worst trade.
Who went out for him?
It was like
just like a million draft picks.
It was like a bunch of, I think he was like a first or two in there, and I don't know. It was just too much. Way too much. But I would have said no, they're not going to buy because they don't have space. And then guess what happens?
Yeah, they have space now.
Sergachev breaks his leg. So his $8.5 million cap hit is now on LTIR. So they now have $8 million worth of cap space to do something with.
Jeez.
Now, this is what I would like to see them do, because
get a stud defenseman.
I'm going to be honest with you, dude. When they were playing their best, Chernak and Sergachev were not playing. When they went on that hot streak, Sergachev and Chernak were not in the lineup. They had these two crunch guys came up, Crozier and Lilleberg, I think. And they were playing fucking great.
Interesting.
They were playing really well. I'm not saying that that they should ride into the playoffs with those two guys. But I don't think defense is honestly where they need to add.
Well, but one question first.
Okay.
Would you like David Savard again?
No, I don't want David freaking Savard. You know who I want? And I think they could do it. Jake Gensel.
He just went down for a month with an injury.
He'll be fine.
Aren't the Penguins kind of like right on the line of being in the playoffs?
They don't really know what they want to do yet. I don't think
they're not on the line though. They're math 7 points behind. So I guess it's doable.
They're 7 points back now.
It's doable.
No,
7 points behind.
Back. I thought they were closer than that.
Yeah, they're like they are 3 points ahead of the Buffalo Sabres. Same amount of wins. So
Jeez.
I don't see them buying. So I could see them selling.
What if they sell you Carlson?
I don't want fucking Carlson.
No. Jake Gensel, I mean...
I want Jake Gensel.
It would be... Just with the way his injury timeline is, you wouldn't have a lot of time when he comes back from it for him to kind of get integrated into the group. I mean, he's a good player. He probably would be useful, but it's just...
Looking at the players that are available... Jake Gensel, or if you could swing it, Matt Dumba is a UFA after this year. If you could swing a Matt Dumba going into the playoffs right now, that would be good. Another right-handed defenseman.
Useful.
Although right now their right side is actually their good side.
Can't remember who I heard were speculating around him, but Ryan Hartman might be on the block with Minnesota too.
Ryan Hartman's like a Blake Coleman. A little bit nastier. So I wouldn't hate that. I wouldn't hate that at all.
Like a Thomas Hurdle or something like that.
And honestly, Connor Sheary, who are the Lightning centers? I don't even know who their third center is. Or I think it's Nick Paul. Either way, put somebody on the wing and bring in Ryan Hartman. I would love that. Because Connor Sheary's done fuck all. And I know he's being paid not very much. But come on.
Connor Sheary was on the Penguins when they made their run, right?
Yeah. I think he was on when they won in one of those years at least.
When they beat Ottawa.
Yeah, he was.
2015.
He was 2016 was when they beat Ottawa. Wait.
16
no.
17.
It was 17 because
we were at
they went on to play Nashville. 16 was when they played San Jose. So 17.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was when we were living in Renaissance.
The Ren Village. Yep. Yeah, I remember that as well. Yeah, I don't know. They're gonna add. We'll see how they do it. It could very well be a classic, like, add this guy that no one's heard of.
Yeah.
like when they added Coleman and Goodrow. But I don't know. They don't have a lot of picks to use because they blew them all on fucking Tanner Jeannot.
Yeah, and I just found it, and I'll read it off.
Go ahead.
For Jeannot, they sent Calfoot, which that's looking okay now.
That was a great move out. Well done.
That's looking all right now. But along with that, a 2025 first round pick, a 2024 second round pick, and a third, fourth, and fifth round pick in last year's draft because it was last.
Those don't mean anything though. First and second are really like.
Yeah, but so here's what.
Here's great practice though, because they could mean something.
As you look forward, because so Tampa Bay, they got to where they were, not this year because they've been not very good, but in the last couple years, the reason that they were as good as they were was because of all the players that they drafted and developed. Half their fucking team was drafted and developed by them. And now when you're shipping all these picks out, you're getting less choice in that matter of who you're going to grab.
Right.
Sure, they probably won't, but like it's not. You're not going to have somebody you can develop into somebody if you don't have that pick.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just the return. It's
and then
hard to justify that.
The return is like a few games of Tanner Jeannot, and then then you have to give him $2 million to stay. They should have just let him go, man. You
can't. You can't after that trade. You can't just let him go after just that. You got to at least try, but like it just seems to be the trying has not.
That's so annoying because he had that. He had that one good year, and if he was playing like that, that's like the prototypical Lightning player.
Yeah.
And
that was a good year, and I guess Brisebois bet hard on that being who he is. Like he bet that was more who he is than the other year.
The problem there is that I think Brisebois last deadline, I think he wanted I think he wanted Luke Shen back.
Right.
He ended up going to Toronto.
Went to Toronto.
And I want to say they wanted O'Reilly. I think they were going for O'Reilly. And then Toronto outbid him there too. So then he was like, well, I guess I'm stuck with Jeannot. And I guess I'm going to pay way too much for Jeannot. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I don't know if like the answer when lose out on these very good players.
He probably saw that he was behind the 8 ball because they pulled Bertuzzi that year too, right?
No, that was a free agent signing.
Boston. Bertuzzi went to Boston that deadline.
Okay, and then he reset. Okay. But so like you're seeing a team in your division who just went out and got 2 more guys. So you're like, fuck, I got to do something because they're going to overstep us. Yeah.
I mean, I see that as well. And I wonder if any of that pressure came from like the owner.
Above. Yeah.
But I wouldn't think so because I don't think that's how Jeff Vinnick is, but who knows? But yeah, I would have much rathered him just be like, if that's what it's going to cost, like, we're good. We'll go in with what we got.
Just got too confident after a couple of years where like, he brings in Gaudreau and Coleman goes great. Yeah. He brings in Nick Paul the year after, and that went pretty well in the first playoff run they had with him because he was there. He got there the year before Jeannot, right? He was. It wasn't last year they got him. He's been there a couple of years now.
Yeah,
right?
It's been a few years.
Yeah. So like maybe he's like, oh, okay, this always works out. I always find these guys that are just being underutilized somewhere. And the thing is, he paid a lot less for the other guys before that.
Yes. Yeah. I think he must have just thought he could turn it around. Or he could he just was like, fuck it, man. We'll try it. Maybe he'll get back to it. He did not.
Well, it'd be interesting to see how they approach the deadline, because also where are things at with Stamkos right now?
They're not trading him. Brisebois already came out and they were like, we're not trading Stamkos. Like, we're not trading him. We're not going to trade him at the deadline. Right. So
then
what are they waiting for?
Yeah, I think no. I'm saying like, oh god, if they lose him for nothing in the summer.
The yeah, I think that they're betting on the fact that Stamkos will want to stay. They're betting on that fact, and that's about it. That's it. He could very easily be like, "No, I'm going somewhere else. I'm going to Florida.
I'm gonna go to the other Florida team.
Going to oh god.
I don't think he'd do that. I think he'd find somewhere else if he is gonna go. I don't know.
I don't know where.
I don't know his brain.
I think he'll stay. I think they'll figure out a deal in the offseason. I think he'll stay.
Which it probably will happen. It's just I keep from the outside finding it wild that this is how you're handling the situation, Julien Brisebois. Like it's
yeah. I mean, so I think so. What it is, and as much as I hate the optics of it, this is what you got to do, man. This is the Vegas.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
This is the Vegas way. Like he's like, listen, Stamkos is going to be 34 next year at some point.
Yeah.
I think he's turning 34 this year, actually. So
yeah.
Like he's getting up there. If the Lightning want to start to contend again and soon, like we can't have him making, large hits of the cap. We just can't do it.
Right. Because they're going to want him to be taking a pay cut. Most likely.
Unfortunately, they're gonna be looking for him to take a little pay cut. And
yeah.
Will he? I guess we'll see. I don't know. If I'm him, why couldn't they have approached him with this last summer?
I think it would have helped a lot of things, to have some communication.
Because if they approach him
of none.
If they approach him with this last summer, at least there's like a bit of there's some respect there.
There's a respect where okay, we know this is probably your last big chance for a money-making deal.
Yeah.
And we know you probably want to stay here, but we're not really going to be able to do that. Both of those happen.
We're not going to be able to do that. So, this they could have looked forward, and they could look forward and be like, okay, this is about what we're going to have to offer you.
Yeah.
And be
that's not you already had that answer going into this year. That isn't going to change as this year goes on. It was always going to be, hey, all of these guys are going to be making more money with a lot of the new deals coming up. This kind of needs to happen.
The only thing that they might have wanted to wait and see the season for is to see if he had some breakout year. And then they'd be like, okay, yeah, we definitely aren't going to be able to afford what you want.
Right.
But I don't know.
It just feels odd.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
Anyhow, you mentioned the jerseys.
Oh, the jerseys. Yeah. So they came out with their third jerseys. Everything about them is beautiful except for the crest on the front.
They really went default third jersey crest.
It's their shoulder crest. It's like their club logo, because they have the team logo and they have the club logo. It's like the organization's logo, and they put that. Terrible. Whoever designed that. Jersey wise, it's great. I think the stripes, where the stripes are, is cool. The black is awesome. The coloring, yep. The 3D on the back for the numbers is cool. Do something else, man. Put this. Honestly, what they should have done: put their normal white logo that they have on their blue jerseys now. Put that on there, and do a blue stroke around it. Give it a nice blue outline on that black jersey. Should you do that? That jersey's a easy buy. But
I kind of would have dug it if they just went back to and used that
04 logo.
No, the one after the one
Bay
in the Stammers rookie.
I would have been fine with that too. Yeah,
that would have been good. I always liked that one.
I would have been fine with that too. I think they didn't want to do that probably because a lot of this jersey is based around when they won their cups. Like you see, it's in the collar, and they were ass.
They were dog shit. They were dog shit in that era of that jersey. Terrible, it was not a good time. That's how you got Hedman and Stamkos.
Yeah, they were like, we don't want to remind people about that era.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I think they could have done way more. As with all jerseys, it looks pretty good on the ice, but that front logo is just not. That's just not it, man. There's it
really is
it's like a text
what every
thing.
other team uses for. They always have some kind of circle badge as their third jersey logo.
It's just bad. But yeah, so yeah, it's okay. And I mean, I would like to have one, but I'm certainly not going to spend the amount of money that it costs to get one.
Wait a few years for when it eventually has like a traded player's name on the back on some website or something. Yeah. It's on sale for
something
like
will come up on eBay or something.
$60-$70. That's the best way to get cheap jerseys is wait for somebody to get traded. And then usually it's like somebody, I found enough where it's like somebody was like, oh, I have a fun enough memory with them with this team. And it's like still cool. It's like a way cheaper jersey.
Yeah.
All right. Like when you get your Monahan jersey in a couple years, right?
Oh, there you go.
Who knows? Maybe.
Okay, that's enough about the Lightning. Shit, that was a long time about the Lightning. That's the longest I ever talked about them, I think. Benny. The Canadiens.
So the Habs, they honestly have been playing perfect tank hockey in that all of the guys that you want to see growth and progress out of, you've been seeing, and the rest are dog shit enough for you'd always lose.
Oh, no.
Well, just with where they're at in the year with injuries and trading away Sean Monahan and just all the guys that are out right now, it's like they have a top line and that's about it. I mean, I remember I was talking to you when we were gaming and they were playing Anaheim that night and I read off the roster and I was like, top line, Slafkovsky, Suzuki, Caulfield. Great. Been fucking killing it. Ever since they got put together, they've been amazing. The last like 20, 25 games with them have been fantastic. They're producing every night. Great. No complaints. Slafkovsky has fully arrived. I love it. I'm really happy that finally happened because there was not a lot going for him for a while there. Yeah. But he seems to have broken out and it looks like good progress. But then I read that second line to you that night, and it started with, I think it was Anderson, Jake Evans, and somebody else, and it's like, oh, Jake Evans second line center is
that's right.
It's not a great place to be. So they're where they should be at this point. You're seeing a lot of growth out of the young guys that are gonna be around in a few years when they're actually good. Hopefully, you're seeing the right growth you want to out of them, and the rest are bad. They're bad. They're real bad. And also, nobody's taken Jake Allen at this point.
I was gonna ask you. Just tried to sell Savard to the Lightning. Who do you think gets taken?
I heard Savard, Jake Allen and Avalanche were like.
Oh yeah, I heard that as well. Like
a bunch of insiders poured some cold water on that, which makes sense. Like I don't see. He's been bad. He's not been good. Last night I was watching the game they played against Washington, which they honestly probably should have won. Jake was leaky. Like the first goal that Washington scored, like he came out pretty far to cut the shot off, but like it was like a kind of floater from the point. It was like a wrister, and it like kind of hit him and then like squirted out under one of his pads, and he was just so out of position that there was no chance he was gonna get it. Like I just watched it, I'm like, man, dude, you can't do that. You can't let that one through, man. Like it was such an easy. I'm like, nobody's taking him in a trade, and I was only kind of half kidding about David Savard. He's actually looked pretty solid given this. Like you have to grade everything on a curve with where they're at roster wise. Like he shouldn't be playing top pairing, but he's shown flashes where he's been all right. And that, like, if somebody takes him and throws him on the third pairing, I think he would actually be extremely pretty solid. Like he would be a fantastic bolster to somebody's blue line. I don't remember off the top of my head. I think he might be.
I think he's right.
But I think given the right situation, he would actually be very good for somebody.
What's his cap hit?
His cap hit is probably a problem. I think it's definitely a problem. He makes 4.75 a year.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness.
I was about to say, so you've got David Savard here, and then in Arizona, you've got Matt Dumba. And I was like, so how are you going to sell David Savard if Matt Dumba is available? Matt Dumba, who is a $3.9 million cap hit, almost a $4 million less.
Well, you retain half of it. That's how.
Oh, there it is. Half retained.
He shoots righty.
Half retained.
Yeah,
that's right.
I don't know if they'll sell him, but I genuinely, this isn't me even being Habs fan. I think given the right situation, he could really help a team.
Yeah.
I've given up on Josh Anderson.
That's rough, dude. That's a rough one.
He's been so bad this year. Like there's just nothing going.
He's your Tanner
Like
Jeannot.
he had a pretty decent night against the Rangers the other night, but in a 7-4 Habs loss. Like he was just kind of bad, but yeah, I mean that was 2 from Cole, 1 from Slavkovsky, I think. And yeah, 1 from Jake Evans. But yeah, Josh, I think the ship's kind of sailed on him. They should have sold on it. There was Hughes' first year. There was like pretty verified like sources saying they got offered a first for him, and they should have taken it and run.
Yeah,
because you aren't getting shit for him now with the deal he's on. He's been,
what is it, 5.7?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not gonna. That ain't gonna do it.
I mean, the only one that's worse is Gallagher's 6 point something.
Come on, he's their lifeblood.
He was on their 4th line the other night.
Oh,
is
he
bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
4th line of that Habs roster too.
On this one, yeah, that's boy.
I think there's a lot of boat anchors that Bergevin left in his wake. I think that's the biggest one.
I mean, $6 million isn't even that much. It's just something that you can't get away from it. You can't
get rid of it.
Yeah.
When he's not doing shit.
Yeah.
And he's not doing shit. He hasn't been for a while.
Good news is you're not supposed to be good anyway, so fuck it.
No, but the problem is I think he's signed through 26, 27.
Oh wow.
Gallagher.
So what is that?
Yeah.
Another 2 years, 3 years? 2 years after this one?
I think it's another 3 seasons. I think it's another 3 seasons.
Yeah, it's going to be 24, 25, 25, 26, and 26, 27.
I'm looking at their cap friendly real quick.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
He is signed.
Yeah.
He is signed through. Yep, I was right. Through 26, 27. That's so bad.
That's pretty bad.
Holy shit, that's bad.
So was that an 8-year? Was that an 8-year deal in, I guess, what, 2018, 2019?
I think it was a 7-year deal.
Okay.
I think it was a 7-year deal. I don't remember. It's not good. And then Josh is making 5.5. Josh Anderson is making 5.5 also through 26, 27. Holy fuck, man. Oh, I really hate Mark Bergevin. That's so bad.
Marky Mark. Here's a question for you. Does, and this isn't anything hockey right now, but when that contract expires for Gallagher, does he find a new home at a less, at like, league min or something? Like, does anybody grab him, or do they just be like, no?
Oh, I'm sure somebody would take him. Or who knows by that point? How old will he be?
He's gonna be pretty old at that point.
I don't know. Would honestly be fine with them moving on from him at that point.
I think they'll buy him out early.
I don't. Oh, that's a good question.
Maybe. I don't know what the math would be like on that. That feels like too big of a contract to.
I know that the Parise Suter situation is obviously way different, and they were making.
Yeah, but maybe once he gets down to like a year or 2 left, maybe. Or a year left.
So here's what you could see. You could see.
I don't know.
You could see in the next couple years if they, if they get some more young guys to come up and actually play well. You could see where they could be contending for a playoff spot. And then they see that at the beginning of the year and they're like, all right, we just need a little bit more here. So let's buy out this guy and give us a little more space. Just a little bit.
Maybe.
You could see that.
That's I don't know.
Question.
It's not a great spot. I did not. I guess I had just been trying to forget about that.
Ben had developed a mental block and we just opened that shit right up.
He's gonna spiral.
Even
Yoel Armia is signed for another. Even Yoel Armia is signed for like another 3.4 mil for another year after that. Like there's so many bad fucking contracts,
a lot of bad
man.
Contracts, yeah.
It makes sense. Mark Bergevin was fired.
Well, hey, well, at least you're not the Islanders. Okay.
I think they might have more bad ones. Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What do you mean they might?
Yeah, no, there's no might there.
Engvall for 7 years. So the Canadians are bad, but in a good way.
Yeah, essentially. They're losing a lot. I mean, well, we'll ignore the game they lost 7-2 to St. Louis. They're largely losing games in competitive ways. I mean, 7-4 to the Rangers isn't great either. But that honestly was a rare occurrence.
Top team in the Metro. Top team in the Metro.
Yeah, it was also a rare occurrence of their goalie playing. Usually it's goalie propping them up. It was the other way around. The rest of the team was actually pretty good that night, and Monty had a pretty shaky night.
Yeah.
So you're getting competitive games. All the right guys are growing. Habs draft pick this year is only getting better. I don't really have anything to complain about.
Interesting.
The one thing I would have to complain about is I think Hughes made a mistake going into this year with the 3 goalie rotation as long as he did. I think they should have just played their chances, sending Primo down. Somebody grabbed him on waivers, whatever. Because Jake Allen, the entire year, he's a guy who has to play a lot of games to be consistent, and he's barely been playing, so he hasn't been consistent. And you're never gonna be able to trade him unless you get him playing a good few games. And they haven't been able to. He's been kind of dog shit all year, so they kind of played themselves in that whole 3 goalie rotation thing. So I don't know. Maybe I'll see him move, and that would be good. But I think most of their fireworks are going to come in the offseason because they have, I'm pretty sure, 2 first-round picks this draft. So I think one of those is going out the door attached to one of their many defensive prospects to get another forward in, is my expectation. But we'll see. That's the Habs.
Last thing about the Canadians I want to say. Goal differential. Anybody know it?
It's bad. It's like negative 30 something, 40 something.
It's currently negative 41. It is the worst in the Atlantic. Hold on. Let me adjust here because I wrote this down, but this was on Thursday. No. It is worst in the Atlantic. Ottawa's second worst by 29.
Yeah. The thing with them is they've had several games this year where it's just been a while. They've gotten pumped.
Absolutely
they lost 7-2 to St. Louis. They lost 7-4 to the Rangers. I'm pretty sure they lost a game 9-4 to the Bruins at one point this year. There's just been a few of those. That's probably pumping that up a little bit. But also,
goals in 3 games there.
It is.
They're just not good.
Also, one worse, one more goal against than the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Not a great place to be, no.
Okay, gentlemen, look at this fella. What do you think of when you look at this guy?
A generic white dude.
I think of look at them ears. Is this Yanni Gourde?
Give it a go. Just get a name in there.
Give it to me. This is the guy I miss the most. Okay, it's not him.
Well, they're Canadian.
Hey, that narrows it down. That narrows it down to 80%.
It's an East.
I think it's closer. I don't know, like 70 maybe. Who knows?
It's an East team.
It is an Eastern team. Hey, there we go. It's not Pacific. We're getting lucky.
Dylan Cousins.
Yeah, it could be. Let's try it.
Sure.
Might as well.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, it's another center. Yeah. All right. So
in
Metro. Metro. Let's do a. What do you think? A defenseman, maybe? Metro defenseman. Is it Adam Fox? No, that's not Adam Fox.
His hair does kind of.
Does it have that?
He's American.
Yeah, but Adam Fox
is American.
Yep, he is American.
Fox face.
Thick neck on this one.
A thick neck boy.
Yep. It's like those monster Slim Jims.
I think it's a Ranger.
The regular Slim Jims.
But I can't think of his name.
Lindgren?
No.
He's not Canadian. Is he? Lindgren. It sounds.
I don't know.
It sounds like not.
No, I think he's from Minnesota because I'm pretty sure he's Charlie Lindgren's brother, and I think they were from Minnesota.
Okay.
I may be wrong.
It doesn't have to be a defenseman either. It could be a winger.
What about Jimmy Vesey?
Is he in New York?
He is. Yeah, he's with the Rangers.
For the second time?
Second time, I believe.
Left wing.
He is a left winger.
Oh, he was American.
Oh, Vesey's American.
Yeah.
Well.
Higher than 37, so it's a high number. Left winger. Not on the Rangers. Islanders. We need Eric here.
Eric.
We need Eric here.
Is it
Eric
Sean Couturier a center?
I believe he is a center. Yeah.
Okay.
What about his Sebastian Aho?
That's a defenseman.
Oh. Okay.
About Travis Konechny? No, he has longer hair.
He's got longer hair. He's got some nice flow, yeah.
Let's choose an Islander. Who's a left wing on the island?
Is Engvall a fucking left winger? I don't know any of their team.
He's Swedish, I think.
It's not Martin. Dang, man, they don't give us specific, but we still can't get it.
It might just be that we're bad at this game.
I just don't know that many players. I don't even know
About Kent Johnson. No, he's too young.
Yeah, he's too young. We can try it though.
You can narrow it down.
Let's throw a name in there so we can get rid of a team.
All right, there we go. Not.
Is it somebody on the Hurricanes?
CJ. See, that was in my head too, but who would it be? I don't know their team. Like, I don't even know who. Do they even have Canadians? They have a lot of Finns.
They do have a lot of Finns.
It's not.
Aho is not Canadian, and he's a center. Then they've got
Reinhardt's not Canadian, right? No, he's not Metro anyway.
Yeah.
Put in Lawton from Philly.
Lofton.
Yeah.
Nope.
He's a center.
All right,
Well, he's not on Philly.
We are in between 23 and 29. Do you guys hear that dog?
No.
Okay.
The face you just made.
Okay, not on Philly. So what do we got here? What
Carolina, Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh Islanders.
Is that Jake Gensel?
I think he's American.
Shit, he is American. Is it? I got nothing.
Put Noel Achari.
I have no idea who this is. Where did Achari go? Oh,
Pittsburgh.
All right then. He's American too.
How many more guesses we got? 2?
1, 2, 3,
2.
4, 5, 6. Yep. We might actually not get this.
Hurricanes, Islanders, what other? Columbus. It's gonna be somebody on Columbus.
No, it's not. It's not.
Not Columbus.
Oh no, not Columbus. Sorry, it could be Jersey or Washington.
Washington. Is this?
Who do they have that's
Is this
Canadian?
the Van Riemsdyk? Do they have a Van Riemsdyk?
No, Van Riemsdyk is on Boston.
Is it? Who am I? Dylan and Strome. Is this a Strome?
It could be. Ooh, it could be a Strome.
But
Dylan is on the Capitals.
It's Dylan, right?
Yeah, because Ryan plays for Anaheim.
Damn it.
Well, they're on Washington, and we have one guess.
Dang, I feel like this guy's been around forever, and he's my age.
His brother's been around for longer.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. All right, so it is Capitals.
They played them last night. Who the fuck is it?
It's on the left,
I just watched them play Washington
left wing.
last
Think
night.
about the left wing. I haven't watched a single Capitals game this year. Think, Benny.
I'm looking it up.
Look it up and give us a hint. See if we know it. Is this McMichael? Connor McMichael?
No, I think he's too young.
Yeah. 26-year-old Canadian fella. In between numbers in between 37 and 55. So it's
their roster is just such a bunch of guys this year that
it really is.
I don't think I'm going to get this.
Yeah.
And that makes me mad.
I would love to help.
I don't think it's an active roster guy.
What?
Because their active left wingers are Pacioretty, Ovechkin, Milano, and it might be this guy, but that isn't.
Is it Sonny
What's
Milano?
the name? I don't have anything, so Sonny Milano's American.
Oh, he is. Yep. I forget about that. Island
This
boy.
This guy's too young.
Just give us some names because I don't have anything.
I don't know. I don't really even know his name. Beck Mallenstein is another possibility, but I don't know if it's him. Because his number's 40. Oh, it is.
It was him. Who are you?
I'm not that mad that I didn't get that.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gents. That was probably our worst hurdle showing of all time, in all honesty.
Most likely, yeah. That was rough.
Yeah, we usually get them. It just takes us a little while. Not today. Today was bad, and we didn't even
today
get
was
Pacific
not our
players.
day.
So
no, apparently Metro is also not good for us.
It's pretty much Atlantic. If you give us Atlantic players, we're gonna be good. Otherwise,
Metro, we have to have Eric here.
We do, yeah, we do. We need Eric. All right, gentlemen. The trade deadline approaches 3 weeks away or whatever. It's March 8th. It looks to be, if I'm honest, one of the more boring trade deadlines in the past couple of years.
I don't see a whole lot happening. A lot of the stuff that was gonna happen already happened.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the Lindholm and the Monahan are the two big trades that have happened so far.
I mean, I'm sure there'll be a bunch of like, we're gonna take this third pairing defenseman for a fifth round pick. We're gonna take this fourth liner for a sixth.
Lindholm went to Vancouver.
Yes. The Couve.
Yes, who also is apparently sniffing around Phil Kessel for some odd reason, which is kind of funny.
Fuck it, that'd be fun.
I would love it. Yeah, do it.
Did you see he practiced with their minor league team and he just gassed?
Yeah, I mean, man, what do you expect?
It's Phil Kessel too.
No
like he's not
the guy. Yeah,
he's not the epitome of fucking.
I mean, yeah, he's never purported to be the biggest trainer of them all. He's kind of been like
cardiovascular health that you can be in.
He's like, hey, I do what I do, and that's it.
He was like, I skate around and I pot goals, baby.
Yep. Which honestly, good for fucking him. 3-time Stanley Cup champion, Phil Kessel.
Hell yeah! Does he get on the US team?
Man lived his life exactly how he wanted to.
Yeah, he did. Hot dogs out of the Stanley Cup.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I wrote down. I was looking for 5. I was trying to find 5 names for trade bait. I got 4. So that tells you the what's out there. Not a lot. So my top one, and I think I would probably change it at this point. I'd probably change it to Matt Dumba to be the best one if they look to move on from him. He's a right shot defenseman, pretty offensively sound, and he's not even making $4 million. He's not even a $4 million cap hit. So that was my choice for top. I don't know where he goes. There's gonna be a bazillion teams that are looking for him, that are be like, yeah, we can use a guy like that.
Oh yeah.
The next one, probably Tarasenko. $5 million isn't that much. He's shown he can score. There's going to be somebody out there that is going to want that.
Yeah,
and also if you need to make it and to get a better return, retain like $2 million of that. It expires at the end of this year.
Yeah, that would be.
And they have an owner that isn't afraid to spend money now. So
your best option there would be retain half and be like, we'll retain half for a first or something. You know what I mean? You'll
get something better than if you don't do that. Yeah. So you might as well.
Like if the deal is him for a second, and you can be like, if you make it a first, we'll retain.
Retain half, and then that allows whatever team to do some other stuff on deadline day too. So who knows?
My next one, and this was before I think I knew he was hurt, Jake Gensel.
Which I think he still could be something. I mean, it all depends on him.
It depends on.
It all depends on if, or it depends on if they actually want to re-sign him. I still don't really know where.
Or that.
I don't know. They gotta pick a lane.
No, because they've got Malkin extended. They have Crosby. They extended.
They got old guys for a long time.
And they have Carlson, right? Yeah. So can you really afford to to give Gensel a good amount of money because you're going to have to.
I don't know.
Even so, though, if he's out for a month, yeah, like it's not ideal for a team. But you'd think that it'd have to be one of the teams that are closer to the top, as just use him as a playoff piece, because you can't trade for him and he's obviously not gonna contribute and help you get farther along.
So, yeah, he would basically be getting back right as the playoffs are getting going.
Yeah, they probably have like a few games, but not much. It'd be like 3 or 4. So it's like
it's a risk.
It's a risk, and on Pittsburgh's end, that's gonna hurt whatever value you were gonna get back. Like, it's still Jake Gensel, still a good player, but it's gonna take a little bit off. Every team's gonna be like, yeah, it's great. I'm not gonna have him for a month though, by then, like 2 weeks, or it's not gonna put him in the best spot. But it'll be interesting to see, because this is like, I think this next month or so is when Pittsburgh decides what the future is going to be. It decides if we're starting the rebuild now, or I don't know. They're in a mess.
Yeah,
they're in a mess.
Well, I mean, it all started when they decided to give all their old fellas money and bring in another old guy. Like,
because the extensions to Letang and Malkin were the season prior.
Right? Yeah, that was with the last management group.
Yeah,
but then the Dubas did kind of quadruple down on that with the Carlson trade.
That was what I was like, what the frig, man?
I don't know.
So
you've already got the oldest team in the history of the NHL. And I don't think it is actually the oldest team, but it's sure close. When I saw the Yager thing, Yager was skating with him. I was like, there is no way, and it was was just for the retirement, the jersey.
His jersey retirement night, yeah.
I saw that too. That wasn't true.
No. He did skate with them. Like, he skated around on their practice, but no, he was just like for the day, just for like a fun thing. Yeah. Just because he's getting his number retired,
which is cool. And I for a second was like, these motherfuckers are like, yeah, we've got the oldest team by like 3 years. Let's make it even older.
Yeah, he's a player coach on his team in Kladno.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure he can still rip it around.
I don't know. He might not be player coach, player owner.
Player owner. Imagine that. You'd be like, if you don't fucking pass me the puck,
I'm going to trade you to the other team at the end of the second period.
Yeah, that's funny. I saw some comments on Twitter be like, somebody please let them bring him back. He would be so good. And I'm like,
I don't know if that's the answer. No,
I was like, dude, listen, Yager is a great player. He was not a speedy guy in his time.
He was like barely cutting it, making the cut when he did that random stint with Calgary the last time he was in the NHL, and that was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, like, and the game's gotten so much faster too.
It's almost like Kessel trying to come back now, right? Like,
it's similar.
Yeah, but I mean, at least Kessel played the entire regular season last year. Like, there's a little, like, he could still conceivably do it. Yager's far past that.
No. Yeah, he's a beauty, but no.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
My last name that I had for a trade bait, and this is honestly just because the cap hit is so cheap, was Thomas Tatar.
Yeah, he could be
$1.5 million. It could be a decent ad for your bottom six.
Seattle has to decide what they want to do too.
They do. Seattle,
because isn't the playoff situation in the West like kind of nobody wants to take the playoff spot? Like, they've been kind of going back and forth.
Sort of, yeah. So the wild cards are LA and Blues at 62 points and 60 points, and then behind them are Nashville at 58, Minnesota at 56, and the Kraken also at 56. So,
and then Calgary right there at 55. So it's like you got 4 teams that could maybe delude themselves into thinking, oh, we could go on a run here.
Definitely. Definitely. So
that's gonna
be interesting to see who buys and who doesn't there. They'll have to make that decision, and that will probably be figured out in the next week, maybe 2 weeks.
That'd be quite the thing to see.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Do you think anybody bites on any of those guys?
Yeah, definitely Tarasenko.
Yeah, I would agree with that, especially if
Tarasenko and Dumba wouldn't surprise me. Gensel, I don't know. Maybe somebody does. I don't know. Pittsburgh, everything about Pittsburgh confuses me right now, so I don't really know where that's going to go.
I want Gensel on the Lightning because because right now the Lightning basically have 2 lines. Below their second line, nothing's going on.
They need some more scoring depth.
Yeah, so like I would like him to bolster their bottom 6.
Josh Anderson.
Fucking Josh Anderson. You know what's funny about Josh Anderson is they could grab him and he could just become the guy that he was in Columbus. He could.
It's
not likely. And I don't think that's a good bet.
No, I would say no.
Again. Don't do the Jeannot bet again. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Although this one would probably be a little bit cheaper.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you be giving Montreal whatever yeah, please take them.
Can we interest you in future considerations?
Yes, you could.
They'll buy him a new coffee machine for their clubhouse.
Yeah, we'll get you a new printer.
There we go.
Nice
hey,
big industrial printer.
I will take it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not a rich buyer's market this year. Not a lot.
It's gonna be a boring deadline.
Yep. And that's fine, man. Whatever. How do you guys think the playoff race ends up? Let's just go there just for right now. So currently, the Atlantic. We'll talk about the Atlantic, the East first. Right now, we've got Florida, Boston, Toronto in that 1, 2, 3. New York, Hurricanes, Flyers. Holy shit. In the Metro. And then Tampa Bay and the Red Wings in the wild card spots. Do you think anybody drops out? Do you think anybody gets in?
Yeah, the Flyers might just fuck around and make the playoffs, huh?
Who drops out? Any of those. Do you think the Flyers?
I mean, they might decide, depending on what offers they get on players, they might just decide to be like, eh.
So was Hart having a bad season before they kind of like pulled him off the roster, or was he playing good?
I think he was pretty mid. He was okay.
He was doing okay. So yeah, talk about. I mean, I guess it's not bad luck. It's just a guy did a crime. So
yeah,
or like allegedly did a crime.
Allegedly,
so it's not bad luck.
Kind of sounds like he did.
It's not bad luck. Yeah, it's not bad luck for the Flyers, but it's like sort of like you're kind of sad if you're a Flyers fan. You're like, man, we were doing so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's obviously going to hurt them going forward. But
I don't know if it'll hurt him that much. I mean, his last couple years,
he was fine. Really... He wasn't spectacular. Yeah, it wasn't anything spectacular.
They can make that up for sure. It's the Torts, man. It's the Torts effect. That dude.
He gets buy-in from a group. And makes a team that probably shouldn't be. Like when the Oilers were going on that streak, I saw like they passed somebody. They were like first team since the Columbus Blue Jackets in 2016-17 to have a 16-game win streak. I'm like, when the fuck did the Blue Jackets have a 16-game win streak? And I think it was one of the first couple of years of Tortorella being there. I'm like, holy fuck.
He does.
What happened there?
He does get buy-in. That is for sure.
Yeah.
So of those teams that I listed, does anyone fall out or do they all stay in?
I don't know. That might just be what we got. If anybody
wild card.
Yeah, it's the wild card spots. I think that might shift around a bit. The divisional spots look like they might just be where things land.
No,
I mean they might jockey around a bit, but
so
those 3 East teams are probably going to stay put.
The Devils are 1 spot out, and they are 2 points behind the Red Wings. So
yeah, they could easily make it in.
We're getting closer if it continues this way. Like the Islanders are not in right now, and obviously that could change. But if another couple weeks goes by, and it's the same kind of story,
on the fallout there. Yeah. I think,
and then it's going to be a 3-team. It's essentially going to be 3 teams for 2 spots.
Because it's not like the Islanders are like in the race and hot right now. Like,
no, they're very not.
They're just kind of clinging on. They have a goal. Oh, they have a negative 22 goal differential.
Yeah, they're bad. They're pretty bad. Yep. Yeah.
Yikes.
Here's my here's an
honestly,
question.
it might just be the Devils maybe making it in, and then I don't know if I see any other changes.
You mean Devils for Detroit? You think?
Yeah, maybe they might switch around, but I don't know if I see.
Larkin went down.
Oh no, that doesn't help things now. Oh, also, oh wow, Tampa's played 2 more games, so there actually might be more.
Yeah, Tampa's played.
I mean, the other teams got to win the games they have in hand, but it helps to have the games in hand.
Yes. So yeah, that's
interesting.
That's that's the East.
I think the wild card might shift around, but other than that, I don't see much change.
Yeah,
I think we're kind of where we're at here.
Then the West, I'd say the West is pretty set. Other than the wild cards, same kind of situation. Holy shit!
Vancouver is killing it. My God.
Yeah, look at the Central, dude. The Central, the third place Central is the Avalanche. They are a full 8 points ahead of the first wild card team, and 10 points ahead of the next closest Central team.
Yeah.
Central right now again?
Dallas in first, Jets in second. So the Jets have cooled off a little bit.
Yeah, they didn't come out of the All-Star break well at all.
And Colorado in third, although the Jets are on a 3-game win streak.
Oh, there you go.
So
I saw Monahan scored his first goal with them last night, and it hurt, but also was nice.
Shouts out. Yeah, I don't see anything changing there. Maybe a few flip-flops, but as far as the West is concerned, I'd say the fight is for those wild card spots.
Which that is going to be a wild finish because
there's some close teams there.
Nashville is. I feel like they're not all that good.
No, I had them in. I don't know if it was in a wild card spot or if it was in an actual top 3 spot, but I had them in, and as the season started and was going, I was like, oh no, a mistake was made.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said that. Never mind.
Holy shit! The worst teams in the West.
I put Pittsburgh in.
Yeah, you did. That you did.
Actually, like second in their division. So
you had them high up there. Yeah, that's okay.
God damn, the bad teams in the West are bad. Like the bottom 3. Oh no, these are the. I was looking at a different thing, but the bottom 3 in the East is Habs, Ottawa, Columbus, 52, 46, 44. The bottom 3 in the West is Anaheim, San Jose, Chicago, 40, 35, 33. Yeah, God damn.
The bottom 3 in the West don't even have 20 wins yet. Not a single one of them has gotten to 20 wins.
You're right. Holy shit, you're right.
They are awful. All right. Fantasy, gentlemen. Fantasy hockey. So right now, as the standings are as such, at the top, first place, we've got Nick dropping clef bombs. He is currently 14-3-0, but you're going to lose this week, I think. So he's going to be in first still. 14-4-0.
4-0.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh dear. Still, he clinched the playoffs last like 3-4 weeks ago. I was in New York.
It was a while ago.
I was still in New York when he clinched the playoffs. So we're going to be seeing Nick probably in the first place spot. But right behind him is Tony, who is going to go to 12-6-0. So only what was that? 2 wins behind.
2.
So
yeah.
I mean, it's conceivable that he catches up to you. It's not likely, but it's conceivable. Third place is my mom, 9-8-0, tied with me, 9-8-0. She just has literally 15 more points than me. That's what gives her the second spot, or the third spot. And then right behind me is old Benny, 8-9-0. And then sixth place is Danielle, the last 7-10-0. That's the last playoff spot we have. And then
so on the outside looking in is Eric and your dad.
Outside looking in is Eric and my dad. But Eric is
your
only
dad who won last year.
Dad who won last year. Yep. He drafted like booty is what he drafted like.
Hey,
his team.
He hasn't been doing enough work then, because I also drafted like shit.
I don't know. But he's gonna end up with a good pick next year.
Yep.
And I will not.
No, you likely will not. But listen, there's still playoffs. But Eric is only 1 win behind Danielle, and I don't know. Oh, Danielle is gonna win. Danielle's going to win, and Eric is going to lose.
To win.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it looks like things are going to stay the same. Nothing's going to move.
Yeah. Do you remember? I think we were gaming.
Except I'll jump ahead of Mom.
We were gaming like on Tuesday or something, and I was like, I think I'm fucked this week. Eric's already like got a 70-point gap on me. And I kept thinking that until Thursday night. I had a 127-point night.
Dang, yeah, there you go.
So I jumped over him, and unless some crazy things happen at the end of tonight, I should have this week locked up. Should.
Yep, 50 points right now. 50 points.
Yeah, 50-point gap, and I still have a few games left tonight, so
yeah.
I think I'll be all right. But yeah, so that'll keep everything the same. I was really hoping you were going to lose your matchup because I wanted to get even with you, but you're unfortunately going to take yours.
That's right. I'm sticking in. Yeah, I'm interested. I'm excited for the playoffs because I'm interested in how that's going to work.
Because the way you have it set up, the top two have a bye week.
Yeah,
right?
actually, I can tell you right now if I go to playoffs. So if the playoffs were to start right now, Nick's got a bye, Tony's got a bye. You and me would be playing Benny. And then the winner of those two, I believe, would play Nick in week 2.
And then your mom and Danielle would play.
Yes, and then the winner of that
so
would
it's
play
like
Tony.
the old school like playoff seeding in the NHL, where it would be like 1-8. 2-7 but just with a smaller group
and with a
bye
with 2 teams with a bye.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm excited to see how that works when we get there, and I'm excited to see who wins. One of these years we're gonna make it a money league, and we're gonna have a little bit of we'll have like a little buy-in, and then we'll have the winner get some money.
There we go.
One of these years. I was gonna do it this year, but then I didn't want to set it up.
You said you wanted to expand the league a little bit next year too, right?
Next year, I've got my sister's gonna jump in because she watches the Lightning. She likes she likes Tampa, so she's gonna come in, and I think it needs to be an even amount. So I think she's gonna see if her fiance Mitch wants to do it as well.
Okay.
And if he does, cool. If not, I'll have to find somebody else because I think it needs to be even. If you're doing it the week to week matchup type thing.
Okay.
We could always bring Cody back.
Yeah, no, we won't bring Cody. But he played super hard for like a month and then just gave up.
That's how Ben used to do too, though.
No, Ben would go a couple months. He'd go halfway through the year, and then if he was super far behind, he'd be like, "Yeah, fuck it."
Yeah, that has happened.
Yeah,
but
that happens all the time, man. That's what I wanted to do
it's
this
honestly,
way.
And I've been really enjoying this new.
Yeah, it's cool.
New way of doing it. It really makes it more fun, and also to have like a playoff at the end instead of just all right, top point getter.
Yeah, it makes it's less of just a marathon.
Yeah,
and it's more like because like other than last year, because you sort of coughed that one up.
I really did.
Listen, it's okay. You'll win this year. You're gonna go on a sweet run in the playoffs.
We don't know this. We got a lot left here.
Other than last year, usually it's like, okay, Dad's winning again. Like a month away from the end of the season, we're like, okay, Dad's gonna win, or whoever it is gonna win. We don't get that here because we got playoffs.
Hell
Shit's not done until after the playoffs. You never know. Nick's like, damn it. If we were doing the old style, if you guys want to know, if we were doing the old way,
close to winning.
You would be 1.
I'd be right in the middle of the pack.
3. You would be 4th. You'd be in the middle of the league. You would be in my spot if we were doing it the old way.
I think I would be in the same spot.
Yes. Yes, you. No, you would be in 6th.
Oh.
Because Eric.
After I win this today,
Eric has a lot of points. Like he's got a lot of points for his record. And
that is kind of weird.
You know who doesn't have a lot of points?
Danielle has barely any for that.
Danielle does not have a lot of points for her record, but you know what? She's still in there.
Yeah, the fact that you're only 73 points ahead of me, Nick, and you're that pisses me. Like, what has been going right for you in all of these weeks?
God, we talked about it.
I have a lot of guys who have like 500 points. Like almost all of them, except for my defensemen, have like 500 points.
Yeah.
We talked about
they're
this.
all like just scoring at different times.
We talked about this in multiple episodes of the Duster Squad podcast. Multiple episodes that you were not in, Nick, because we lit you up. Because we looked and it was I think it was maybe at like 8 weeks in or something, and we looked, and like, every week that you played, your opponent had just an awful fucking week.
Yeah.
So you were like beating up on these teams that were just having bad weeks. I was like, shit. But then you started you started to just have a shitload of points.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah.
Well, right now, so like for example, Tony has 420 and I have 365. Like,
yeah, so you're high up in the points anyway, but Tony's just higher.
Right. So like we're both having good weeks. It just sucks like we're playing against each other because I would probably beat a team that if it wasn't him, you know what I mean?
I mean,
that's happened
enjoy.
We've
been getting shit rocked by Tony all year, so here's your taste of it.
That's happened to multiple people. I think it happened to you. You were like, or no, I think it did happen to you, but it happened to me once where I was playing fucking Tony. And I look and I had the second most points in the league. And I just happened to be playing the guy that's got the most, so I lose.
There was one week where I think he was like just shy of 600 points. He was like 500 and something crazy.
He had like 598.
By the end of the week, or it was like Wednesday or Thursday, I was like, okay, I'm just getting my roster set how I want it for next week and just punting on this because this is not happening. No.
All right. There, recording just hit 2 hours, gentlemen. Let's call it there. I'm sorry to keep you for so long.
That's okay.
Oh, it's not keeping us. We're having a grand old time.
All right. Well, we will see everybody next week. What question should we throw? What question should we ask?
What do you think is going to be the craziest deal of deadline day?
What crazy deal will happen on the trade deadline? That's a good.
That we didn't talk about. What's coming out of the woodworks here?
Yep. And why is it going to be so boring?
I don't know.
That's it. All right. Peace out, everybody. See you next week. Hopefully with Eric and Tell.